lot of the doctors will tell you that there's nothing that can be done, and that's not completely true, because we are making some leaps and bounds with all the different research that's available to deal with nerve pain. So instead of taking like the gabapentin and the Lyrica, which treats you feel drowsy and depressed and things like that, there's other natural alternatives, such as if you see in these pamphlets, I'm gonna grab one of these. So did everyone get one of these right here?
Yes.
Raise your hand if you did not get one. 3. Can we make sure that everybody gets one? So the one thing that I did was I wanted to see what other doctors were doing to help patients with nerve pain. So in our clinic, we have multiple specialties together. So I have a board-certified anesthesiologist, a pain specialist, nurse practitioners, we have massage therapy, we add Reiki therapy, Ayurvedic therapy, we have an allergy specialist with us, hydrotherapist with us. And what we've done is we're trying to bring everybody together to start looking at the body as a whole, which is different than what you may be used to. Because if you go to your doctor with a vision problem, they send you to an optometrist or ophthalmologist. And then you have a problem with your female reproductive system, and they send you to another doctor, a gynecologist. And so they send you to all these different doctors, and then you have to go constantly and tell each doctor, hey, the other doctor's doing this for me, that doctor's doing that for me. But you want people to look at you as a whole, because you are one individual being. And this is one of the main reasons why people are dealing with different types of nerve damage. Is because one doctor, when you go to them and say, hey, if you go to a mechanic, you tell them that I have a problem with my brakes. That guy's going to tell you you got a problem with your brakes, right? But then if you went to an electrician, another guy's going to say you got a problem with the wires. If you went to a person who paint cars, they're going to tell you something's going on with the body paint. And that's what's happening in our modern healthcare system, is that you have people looking at you in different spaces. And rarely do they sit together and they conversate about you as a whole. So what happened is you will have a doctor give you one medication, and then you have another doctor give you another medication. So you go to your diabetes doctor, and they give you what, metformin and things like that, correct? And then if you have an oncologist, then you tell them you have nerve pain, and they give you gabapentin, Lyrica, and any other type of chemo medications. Well, what happens when all those things get into the body, they begin to have reactions, correct? And a lot of those reactions end up being side effects for you. So name one medication that you've seen that doesn't have a side effect to it.
My high blood pressure.
Your high blood pressure medication?
No side effects.
No side effects product for you. But most of the hydrothiazines and all those medications, at least 14 of the different generic brands, they do cause nerve pain for the majority of the patients. So if you don't have side effects, then you want to love it. Right? If you listen to the commercials on TV, they actually tell you, right? But the thing is, the demographic that the pharmaceutical companies are looking for is this demographic. And I know that when my grandmother was still alive, I couldn't do the things that I'm doing for you all, for her, because I didn't have the knowledge. And so one of the things is, why everyone's going after the seniors? They tell you that the medication is going to cause you a side effect. And then they put in real small writing that even like a healthy person with 20/20 vision can't read that, correct?
Right.
And then you look and say, wait, how is that a side effect if you having bleeding from your bottom parts and stroke? That's not a side effect. It's a side effect to your doctor, but it's a major effect to you. And a lot of these pharmaceutical companies are exempt from any type of penalty from anything bad happening to you. And so if doctors continue to stand by and see this happening, what we are doing is participating in the farce, meaning that we're the reasons for a lot of the problems. The number one cause of death in America is what? Stroke. Opioids. That's interesting, right? Especially here in Florida, opioids. The number one reason why people go into a doctor and end up with an opioid, which is a painkiller, is for back pain. Back pain, right? And then what happens is they cut you off of that painkiller after 12 pills, and then you're already addicted. So now you're seeing grandmas and grandpas starting doing heroin at 60 and 70 years old in the back alleys trying to score drugs. And you stayed away from it all these years because you have an addiction that is out of control, right? And so the doctor that works with us, the MD, he actually helps patients get off of different medications with their different options, okay? So one of the things that we do is we like to educate our community that you do have natural options regardless of what any physician is saying. Because if you go into your doctor now for the condition that you're telling me about today, and you still have the problem, the chances are they did not resolve your issue. So one of the most mind-boggling things that actually happens is that when patients come in, they say, well, let me check with my doctor first before I start this natural treatment recommendation. So when it's something natural, everyone becomes researchers. But when it comes to the medications and the side effects, we're afraid to look them up, right? Because we already know there's a good chance that some of these things may cause me the very thing in which I'm trying to get rid of. So in my career, I spent all my career working with young athletes, trying to help them get better. And I'm very successful at that. But the greatest challenge in my life came when I decided to work with more seniors and people over the age of 55. Because I found when I had one patient that was 100 years old, I was still able to get him stronger. I was still able to help manage his pain. And I was like, wait, if I can do it for him, then I can do it for anybody. But this is the demographic that gets left behind. So no one does anything other than give you more pills and more prescriptions, right? Now, some of you all may have a good doctor that takes the time and spends 20, 30, 40 minutes, and even an hour with you trying to figure out a solution for you. But majority of the doctors only get 15 minutes due to managed care to spend with you. So when you go in, how many people have experienced that? You go in there, the doctor barely gives you a chance to tell you what's going on before they already prescribe it. The reason why, because they have to come up with a quick solution really fast off of everything that you say. And majority of the things that you say to your doctor is abbreviated because you don't even have enough time to process and think about all the things that are going on. So they come in, they check your blood pressure, right? And you're nervous, so if your blood pressure is high, what happens?
Oh, they put you on a pill.
They put you on a pill, right? And then you take that pill, and after a while, you start feeling depressed. And then when you go back to your doctor, you tell them I'm feeling depressed. And then what do?
They put you on another pill.
And then you start feeling depressed, and then you start feeling even more depressed. Now you're feeling suicidal because one of the side effects of antidepressants is suicidal thoughts, right? And so now you go to your doctor, you tell them that, and then your doctor's going to put you on what? An antipsychotic drug. So then you started having nerve pain, and you think, yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question. Your service is covered by Medicare.
The reason why our services are not covered by Medicare is because Medicare states that any condition that you have that is chronic, and you're trying to find a new treatment, even though it's natural, they're only going to cover the things that have been deemed to be medically necessary, which is urgent. So they look at if you need that hip replacement because you can't walk, urgent. If you had a heart attack and you need to get a quadruple bypass, they look at that as urgent. But the numbness that's in your hands and your feet and in your low back pain and your neck pain, they look at that as a chronic problem. And they would not cover a chronic problem because they don't want to keep, Medicare is bankrupt right now. So right now we're robbing Peter to pay Paul, to pay Simon, to pay everybody, right? So it's not enough money. So in our generation, we won't have Medicare. You won't have any of that. Actually, in most of you all, if you live again for another 20, 30 more years, it's a chance that you will see Medicare go away your own self. So what we've done is because majority of our patients are over the age of 55, we actually came up with different ways for you to actually be able to pay for care in our office. So we have patients paying as low as $55 a month to be able to pay for the type of care that they need. Why do we do that? Because we know if we can't help you, we know that nobody else will. So we brought in a medical doctor to be able to help us with our more advanced procedures such as nerve blocks, stem cell therapy, and things of that nature. How many people have heard something about stem cell therapy? Right? And how many have heard something positive about stem cell therapy? And how many people have heard that positive thing from a patient? Somebody, a personal patient. And how many people have heard something from their doctor about stem cell therapy? You've had. And so, yes. And so there's a protocol that needs to be followed. And yes.
I'll just say, I heard from somebody that says it hasn't been approved by FDA.
Yes, that's true. And you have to think about who runs the FDA.
Well, we know the drug company.
Right, and so if I can give you some natural cells to help you rebuild nerves, muscle, tissue, and joints, right, at $3,000 to $4,000 versus a hip replacement, which is what? 75, 85,000. We're using umbilical cells, right? Because the reason we're using umbilical cells is because they sterilize and they allow us to be able to take a person who's older and put very young cells to help regenerate. Because a lot of the other doctors are using your own cells. Your own cells are exactly the same age as you are. And if they were able to help you, they'll be helping you right now before you need to do any procedures. So if anybody has any more questions about stem cell, we actually do in-office stem cell seminars, in-office neuropathy seminars, in-office weight loss seminars. So if you want more information, it's completely free, just so you can get more information. I'm just here to introduce myself and also just let you know that there are natural options out there. And I went through everyone's survey, and everyone's place they have problems with nerve pain and back pain and foot pain and shoulder pain and hip pain, and you think this is why you see so many people say they don't want to live to be 100 years old, right? It's because no one wants to be 100 dealing with chronic pain every single day. But what happens is most of the chronic pain is coming from three places. The stuff that they spray on our food now is different than what you had when you were growing up as a kid. So those things are pro-inflammatory, so they make your body inflamed. When your body is inflamed, you're more likely to have aches and pains. And then a lot of stuff that they put in our water, they put it everywhere. So now, can you avoid these things? No. But what you can do is you can fortify your body. Just like you can't stop crying, but you can fortify your house, correct? Especially being in the South. When I lived in Atlanta, I lived in a town where the mayor made everybody get a gun. And guess what the crime rate was? Zero. I'm not saying I'm a pro gun. I'm not trying to get into that. I'm just saying that you do things to prevent stuff. So if you're dealing with different types of health challenges, I'd like to challenge you. Stop doing the same thing that you've always done, giving you a result that's undesirable. It's the reason why you see me here. You don't see your own personal doctor doing these workers. It's because it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of money and resources to be able to reach you all. Because right now on your TV, every commercial is advertising to you right now that tell you that you can do this for this pain, that for that pain. But they don't tell you that the American Medical Association said the third leading cause of death for Americans is medicine. Adverse reactions to prescription drugs and medications, botched surgeries, infections in the hospitals, and things of that nature. The number 2 cause of death for Americans is cancer. But the number 1 cause of death for cancer patients is what? The chemotherapy. So now you take the number 2 cause and the number 3 cause, and what you find is the number 2 and 3 cause of death for Americans is our modern medical system with all of our doctors. We have almost 2 million doctors in this country, and we rank 47 out of 47, which is the bottom of the healthy, industrialized nations. It's because of the mindset. So I know a lot of you all are loyal to your doctors, and I'm not trying to tell you to abandon them. But I'm telling you that there's natural opportunities for you that's still out there, that's available. And your doctor may not know about it because in hospitals, your doctor has to follow the protocol of the hospital. If your doctor does something else and something bad happens, then that doctor becomes responsible. And that's why they don't go outside that gate. But your doctors do have your well intent in mind, but their hands are tied, especially when it comes to chronic pain. Because especially with all the things with the epidemic with opioids and things like that, it's really difficult for these doctors to do anything else outside of what they have. And so all the experimental stuff will come outside of the hospital, outside of the hospital-affiliated clinics like our clinic. Our office is located not too far, less than 9 minutes in Palm Harbor. And one of the things that I do is anyone that's interested in getting a second opinion, evaluation about your pain and what options you have, I'm extending the opportunity to come in our office. Now, normally the cost of the examination in our clinic is about $200. But You can sign up today for 29 bucks, and it's 100% money back guarantee if you don't like what we're doing. So you schedule your appointment, you don't feel like it's for you, I'll write you a check and I'll give you your money back, right? Because if you have a problem and you want help, it should not cost you money just to sit down and talk to a doctor and see if they can help you, right? And so the question I had today was, do I take your insurance and Medicare? Currently, I don't need to because I can make it more affordable than what Medicare can make it. So I don't necessarily need someone telling me what I can and cannot do. So instead, what I do is I extend my services to you directly so that you can get what you need when you're done. Okay? So if you have